So when it's dry, you can see hints of colour, but if I put some water on it, that makes the world of difference. Because the water sort of acts as a temporary polish and fills in, makes it shiny. So.
Does it help to do that when you're out fossicking in the heat?
Yeah, absolutely. Because what this looks like a dusty rock can spring to life with colour.
Well, we know what we just picked up from the ground. Spit on it and it goes pretty.
Oh, that's right. A bit of colour in there. Hopefully that'll get a little bit brighter when I clean it up. So I start cleaning up. I've got these wheels here. These are diamond wheels. They're hard diamond wheels. And the diamond's embedded into a resin compound. And I've got water fed directly to the wheel so that the stone doesn't get too hot while I grind it. And at this stage, I have to hand hold it because with opal, the colours can change direction without warning. And if you've got it in any sort of holding device, it's very difficult to follow the colour, and you can ruin the stone without even realising it. You learn to keep your fingers out of the way pretty quickly because it can be a bit nasty if you do.
Keep your nails at that right level.
Yeah, I was just thinking that'd be good nail polish.
Yeah,
getting a bit long one.
my nails are a bit square at the moment. Now that hasn't come up terribly much brighter. I hope when it polishes it'll come up a bit brighter. You never know with an opal what you've got until it's actually polished because it can change so much through the stages. So to polish it, I pop it onto a dopping stick, which is basically any sized stick with some sort of bonding medium on the end. We use jeweller's wax. And I've got a little burner here that I've got metho in, and I melt the wax in that. So I just put some fresh wax on the end of this stick.
But at what size do they start getting not worth messing about with?
It depends on the colour. We polish tiny little stones that we use for nose studs or tiny little stud earrings, but they do have to be very intense when they're that small, otherwise the colour just doesn't carry. I'll just warm that opal up a little bit first. Okay, so that should hold in position. And now it's dry, there's no pattern showing at all. When I polish it, it should show up that green and blue pattern again. I'll just turn this light on. The polishing wheels are on this machine. They're diamond as well, but the difference between these wheels and the first wheels is the diamond's embedded into a rubber compound, and then there's a foam backing behind that, so it's quite a soft wheel, which allows us to do a lot of the free shapes and uneven surfaces. And before the use of these wheels, these have really only been widely in use since the last 10 years. Before these wheels, anything that was a bit unusual in shape was very difficult to polish, and more often than not got chopped into smaller pieces because you just couldn't polish those inside curves. So I've got 4 wheels on this machine. I started on the second coarsest wheel, and once I've got all the scratches out from the hard wheel, I'll move up to a finer wheel. So I keep drying the stone off to check it, because when it's wet you can't see the scratches. The water fills in any scratches in the surface. This 400 diamond grit now. And the final wheel that I use is a 3000 diamond grit.
These are beautiful colours.
There's still a little bit of sand in the face, but you can see the change. Take that on. There's quite a pretty pattern in there that you couldn't see before it was polished.
Yes. This little green